So Wednesday is the multiple choice part. The whole test is no calculator. Again, we haven't done a whole lot of calculator work, so I didn't want to start going there yet. So for us, just no calculator. Wednesday is 19 questions. For the AP test, you have 2 minutes each on the no calculator multiple choice part. So that equals 38 minutes. I think I said this before. I will let you know when it's been 38 minutes, so you kind of have a feel for timing. But you'll have the whole class period to do it. So you'll have a few extra minutes to go back and check or whatever. Usually timing, as maybe as weird as this seems, usually timing is not really an issue on the AP test. Like, people run out of knowledge before they run out of time, I guess is a better way to say it. Like, you're not pressed for time, you're working so hard you run out of time. You have the time, it's just do you remember all the stuff. So hopefully you'll find that to be true on Wednesday. But again, that's part of the experience, is seeing, well, where am I after 38 minutes? And if you're not there on Wednesday, that's fine. I'll give you the however many minutes of class are left. So that'll be a close approximation of timing. Basically, I'm going to work the math to make the free response part and the multiple choice part equal to each other, because that's what AP does. And so there's some algebra tricks that you make each question worth 2.4 or 1.8 or whatever. Don't worry about that. I will make it so that the multiple choice part is equal in value to the free response part, because that's what the AP test does. And then I'll give you a percentage score. I'll give you the plus 25 points score. That's what will go in the grade book. And I will, as best I can, give you the sort of AP equivalent, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 of what you would have made. So you'll get like 3 scores and have to be able to figure out what they all mean. All right, now what's on the test? Like, I started writing down the stuff. I'll write. It's everything that's from the first semester. So product rule, chain rule, trig rules. So all the basic derivative rules. Natural log, that's why we did one of those in the warm-up. And then there's, this by now, there's like 100 different ways to ask for a derivative. Derivative, slope, dy dx, tangent line, slope of a tangent line. It's very much related to whether f is increasing or decreasing. So have all of those words sort of tied together in your brain. F double prime is the second derivative. There may be not as many words that go with second derivative. What's the main thing that the second derivative tells you? Concavity of the original function. Limits and continuity, right? And those are sort of related, sort of not. Oh, back on the list of first derivative things, critical points. Do you remember what critical points are? F prime equals 0. Or f prime is undefined. That's the one that people often forget because we don't use it as much. But f prime is 0 or undefined. That's the definition of critical points. Algebra, because sometimes it's easier to do algebra first. That's why I'm putting that on there. If algebra is last, then you can not do it and say it's a safe stop. But if it's helpful to do algebra first, then sometimes that's a better way to go. And then the last thing I'd say about this one, this was also what inspired the warm-up, recognizing a limit as a derivative. So that was number 3 on the warm-ups, where you look at a limit, and instead of doing algebra stuff with the limit, you think, wait a minute, that's the definition of a derivative. So what am I trying to find the derivative of? Use your derivative rules to find the derivative and not worry about solving the limit. So, yeah, everything is the short answer to what's on the multiple choice part. A little more helpful with the free response part. 3 free response questions. Again, take it from old test, slightly tweaked because almost all, and I'm just saying almost, I couldn't find any. All the ones I could find had stuff from first semester and second semester on them, because free response stuff, I mean, you've seen these questions, they cover 5 or 6 things, and usually they get to second semester stuff. So I deleted all the second semester stuff because you don't know that yet. But that's also why I don't feel bad giving you 3 of them, because it's not 3 full ones. It's like 3, first parts of these things. So generally speaking, you have each free response question you get 15 minutes on, whether you have a calculator or not. You get 15 minutes per free response question. And so 3 of them times 15 is 45. So that's a little bit tighter on time. But again, these should be the easier ones because I've taken off the second semester stuff from them. So again, timing shouldn't be an issue. One of them's on motion. Motion is a very frequent free response topic, and that should be good news. Like, that's the test we just did. X of t, v of t, a of t. When's the particle at rest? When's it slowing down? When's it speeding up? When's it moving to the right or left or up or down? Those sorts of things. Another frequent, not as frequent as motion, but pretty frequent is, and we did a bunch of these, given a graph of f prime, ... you could probably write those questions at this point. Right, where is f increasing or decreasing? Where does f have a max or a min? Where is f concave up, concave down? You good with all those? Your brain thinking with, you know how to find those things? Where does f have an inflection point? Those things, we good? Again, we did a bunch of those this year. And then the last one is, given f of x equals an equation, find, and then it's 3 or 4 questions based off that. Average rate of change, slope of tangent line. That one might be location of horizontal tangent lines. Again, that warm-up inspired there. So once we give you an equation, we could ask a lot of things. So, and on the AP test, you can almost not bet. You can be sure that you'll get some questions that are sort of graph related, some questions that are equation related, and what's not here, because I couldn't find a good one, and it really fits better next semester, is a table-related question. You've seen some tables, but they work really better second semester. So I'll give you a graph, I'll give you an equation, and I'll give you, this one's equation-based as well, that motion equation. So that's kind of an overview of what's on the test for Wednesday, Thursday. Questions on any of that? I mean, that's a ton of stuff. I don't want to reteach the first semester here, but anything in particular stand out? Wait a minute, what's he talking about? We never did that.